Everyone get out!
Hello tankers and tankettes, and welcome to a viewer spotlight. It's a Cromwell viewer spotlight, and this has been sent in to me by Rei Lin. You may recognise that name from the stream, or you may even recognise it from Jingle's videos. Rei is not shy about throwing their money around. I've been gifted an FCM 50T by Rei Lin. I believe Jingles has been gifted a tank or two, maybe other streamers as well. Now, bearing that in mind, look at the ammo loadout on this Cromwell. Yeah, like I said, Rei Lin clearly not afraid of throwing their money around. But this is, quite aside from that, this is gonna be quite an entertaining replay. And yeah, okay, it's a Cromwell. Good games in the Cromwell are a dime a dozen, because the Cromwell in the right hands is a very, very capable tank. It's probably one of the best tier 6 mediums, probably one of the best tier 6 tanks, just full stop. But this is, well, going back several days, I don't know how many of you will have watched that KV1 game that I put up, but this is, in its own way, more improbable than that, more derpy than that, if such a thing is possible. So this is Pearl River, and it's really, there's going to be an interesting combination of factors in this match. One of the big factors is the location that Rei Lin is going to end up in. The other factor is that the enemy team does a massive valley rush, and I mean huge. It's like 10 or 11 of the enemy team basically pile in the valley, and you can see there, our guys in the valley, the friendlies, are totally outnumbered. The Tog and the Churchill 1 are going in that direction, but yeah, even so, enemy team's got KV1S, KV2, got some big firepower there, some decent mediums, KV1, T49, SU100, Jackson, Hellcat. You know, these are all very capable tanks. Now look what Rei Lin is doing now. This is something I've basically never seen anyone do ever. There is of course the spot in A5 here where you can drive to if you've got something like a Hellcat or an ELC, or probably even a Cromwell, but whoopsie. Yeah, I'm afraid to say we did all see that Rei Lin. But I've never seen somebody drive up these particular, this bit of terrain here on the one line. This is, yeah, and I don't know if Rei Lin had done this before, or if this was just a novel idea that he had, but for whatever reason, he's decided to drive up here. The explorer instinct takes a hold of him, and he decides to do a bit of, well, not really mountaineering, this is hardly a mountain, but a bit of brisk hill climbing. So we can see how, I mean, look at the tracers on the valley there. That is, like I said, it's the majority of their team. It's 10 or 11 tanks of their team. There we go, that's 1M7 down on the southern side of the map. It doesn't look like there's many defenders at all, but there's going to be one that pops up that will be unexpectedly stubborn. Now there's a Jackson and the enemy arty. Now enemy arty getting taken out will be quite important to how the rest of this match goes. Quite important indeed. There we go, that pops off the radar. And as you can see there by the render range box, that Jackson is just at the limit. So Rei has obviously noted this on his minimap, and he's looking for a shot, but there is terrain in the way. But, he does have a clear line of sight if the Jackson backs up. The question is, will the Jackson back up? Or will he just go forward for that Panzer IV? Because if he goes forward for the Panzer IV, there's nothing Rei Lin can do, not from this position. Oh, but lo and behold, yes he is. So, there's one in. And just a bit of roofing away, but thankfully the Jackson isn't pulling into cover. There we go. Two more and we could have him. Oh, and that's in his tracks. That's very useful. So, I think Rei is using an extra sniper zoom mod here, because that's not the normal amount. So, the valley has gone as expected. It's not like it's 8-7. It's not like it was a total walkover for the guys coming through the valley, but they were able to overcome the not very many defenders just by through sheer weight of numbers, basically. So this is the point where, oh, burn, baby, burn. This is the point where The Rei's clearly using something like the XVM minimap mod or locker stands, because this is where that bounding box information comes in really, really useful. So that's a KV2 down from full health. That's a big help. Low health Hellcat, a one-shot kill. The big danger here is that they can, you can see that KV1 is, well, they all pile on where that KV1 is basically, and then Rei can't shoot them from here. Rei is basically like sniping at this point, pure straight up. I mean, this is, I've never seen anyone do this on this map at all, ever. This is a great position-ish. There is that one house in the way. The other big problem is Rei doesn't have nearly the view range to actually see the cap. It's all within his render range, but he really needs the Type 58 and the T50 to actually spot for him. Now, a quick note on what's going over here on the other side of the map. Even though there was quite a lot of, well, I said quite a lot, it was 3 or 4 tanks that went that way, but that SU-100 basically killed everyone that came up against them. There you go, 4 kills. That guy had a good match. He was the only one on the enemy team, I think, that did actually an appreciable amount of damage. Rei's just looking for shots now. Oh, KV-1 popped back up, so the Type 58 spotted him. And the Type 58 does actually okay in this match as well. He has a reasonable amount of damage, but he's got quite a... I think he gets a fair bit of the spotting damage from the damage that Rei's doing, basically. So he actually ends up with a slightly higher score in the end result. But Rei's damage output, I mean, 1920 already. This is all pretty much from this one spot in kind of H1G1. He's just been kind of sat here, and this is... I'm going to have to try this myself sometime, but the thing is, it's not like this is a guaranteed tactic for every single match you come into. This is, as a last-ditch defensive tactic, if you've got someone spotting for you, and you get lucky, as Rei did, that they don't all crowd into a space where just that corner there, you see that dip there on the minimap, Rei doesn't have eyesight there, so he doesn't have a line of vision, rather. So if they'd all piled onto that corner of the cap circle, because as we all know, circles have corners, then they may have been able to cap. Rei would have been forced to come down. It may have gone a bit differently, but as it is. So now we're at 12-13. It's 3 versus 2. So this could go either way still, because one of the ones that's left alive is the KV-1S. We don't know his health either, so if he's full health, that's a big challenge. Oh, there's the Easy 8. But he was clearly very damaged because the Type 58 just nails him. I'm not sure why the Easy 8 was just sitting there in A7, but he was. And fortunately, he was a one-shot kill for the Type 58, which does have a nice gun. Now that SU-100 is moving up, and this is... I don't know if Rei's got 6th sense or not, but I don't see it go off at any point, even when he is spotted, so I'm going to guess not on this crew. So he's got a choice here. And he could just drop down behind the SU-100, but clearly he prefers to keep the high ground. Now this is maybe not the choice I would have made, but I probably wouldn't have been up here in the first place, because this is just such an interesting, novel position. So he has to go forward a little bit, but he can put one in the SU-100, and that guy fires and misses. That was obviously a bit of a snapshot. And he pulls into terrain. Oh, yeah. The KV-1S, it goes both ways. The KV-1S can, you know, he's within the KV-1S's render range as well, so one good hit from the KV-1S, well, it's going to take at least 2 good hits from the KV-1S to kill a Cromwell, but yeah, that's not something you want. Fortunately though, the KV-1S gun, not very accurate, so it's like the chances are fairly decent that the KV-1S is going to hit him, but you never know. So 2.2k damage at this point, just about. That SU-100 is a one-shot kill, and the KV-1S is totally unknown, but the Type 58 is hopefully about to light him up. Oh, there he is. And he's not quite full health, he's about half health, so there's one in. And the guy is... I mean, the guy clearly knows Rei Lin is up there, but he gets fixated on taking this Type 58, clearly. He's not keeping himself safe from Rei at all. And again, Rei is very much depending on this Type 58, so there's... it's this combination of factors. I mean, this is an interesting spot, but it needed all these right combination of factors to make it work. It needed that Type 58 to stay alive to do the spotting. It needed artillery to get killed, because otherwise Rei would be dodging back and forth trying to not get shot by artillery. It needed most of the enemy team to be damaged or destroyed coming through that pass, and something like half of them were, and plus a couple of the defenders on the southern side near their cap zone. So it just all worked out exactly right. And notice Rei hasn't even taken a single point of damage yet, and nearly 2600 damage dealt out, which is very good in a Cromwell. But because it's all been APCR, you can bet your ass it's going to be costly. But I don't think Rei Lin much cares about that, to be honest. I'm sure whatever comments you will care to make in the comments section about Gold Noob, etc., etc., I suspect he will just go, nah. So, it's this SU-100, and at this point, okay, he's looking to see if the guy is still there, lurking, but he can afford to take the hit. I would have just gone for it, because 4 minutes 45, we've still got time, and oh, there he is, but it's like, there's a possibility the guy might be able to get away and hide somewhere, and you don't want to spend the last couple of minutes just chasing somebody down. But Rei has got the speed because he's in a Cromwell, and he can chase this guy down, and we know where he is, and we know he's a one-shot kill. So this is just wrapping up, basically. This is just the last little the icing on the cake, let's call it that. The very, very expensive APCR cake. No, he could take a snapshot, and he does, but the guy gets down that slope in time. But this is, yeah, he's never going to outrun a Cromwell. So it's just a matter of catching up. This replay is a bit, I do apologise for how jerky this is in places, but this is an 8.7 replay. It may have something to do with it, so. But there we go. Last guy, 2694 damage. Pretty respectable. Now, as I said, he actually didn't get the top score in that match. The Type 58 got 10 more XP ahead of him, and that was because of the spotting damage, basically. He got 1723 spotting. I'm guessing that was most of that was from Rei Lin, so that's why Rei Lin didn't get a higher score, even with that amount of damage, because that is a good amount of damage for a Cromwell. He got a Defender Medal with, now let's see, 174 base defense points, so that was alright. And he made, perhaps unsurprisingly, minus 53, nearly minus 54,000 credits. So you'd need to do a match or two in your premiums after that to make up the deficit. But yeah, on the whole, that is a very interesting spot, and I've never seen that tactic before. I don't know if it's, I mean, it might be worth trying in a battle if you're in the right sort of tank on that map, and you're starting at that northern cap. That seems to be the important factor. But the fact is that even if you get up there, it's like the other spot that you can get up in A whatever it was on that line. It's highly situational. Sometimes you'll go up there and you're no use at all. Other times you might lay down enough supporting fire on stuff that's pushing through the valley that it does tip the balance. So it's one of these things that you can go up and it's a total gamble. But I would like to know if Rei's ever done that before, or if that was just a kind of off-the-cuff idea he had, that he thought, I wonder if I can get up that slope. So yeah, interesting tactic that. And who knows, maybe after this video goes out, we'll see one or two more people trying it out. You never know. So if you enjoyed this video, you can hit the like button, you can leave a comment below, you can subscribe to my channel, and of course, as always, stay tuned for more.